Well, if you need someone to cut oranges, I think Tyler Oxenham's looking for a gig.
Well, were you the funny guy?
Welcome to Pre-Season, a podcast focused on profiling everything on and off the field across the Sunshine Coast A-grade competition heading into the 2024 season. This podcast is proudly brought to you by Local Property Group, your trusted real estate experts spanning from Caboolture to Noosa.
Pre-season podcast, boys. Episode 3. We're growing. We're actually making this happen. More than 1 or 2 episodes. We've passed the breaking point. DK, welcome back, mate.
Thanks, mate. Bit of a short turnaround for us. Snuck one in on Monday and now Thursday, and good to have Barty on. So
Bart Hold, Swanee's A-grade coach. Welcome, my friend. Good to have you here.
Thanks for having us.
First podcast, is it? Podcast debut?
Yeah, it is. First
Good.
one ever.
Well, those nerves will go pretty quickly, mate. He's on the coffees today. What are you? 6 months? You said 6 months off the piss.
Oh, I'm trying to do 6 months off the piss. So, yeah.
You're doing, the wife's doing, or?
Oh, it's a bit easy because the missus is pregnant at the moment, so she's due on the end of Feb. So
it's easy for her.
It makes it a bit easier.
We'll drink your beers today. No worries about that. So, Bart, obviously, purpose of the podcast today, obviously, find out a bit more about what Swanees are up to this season. We'll have a bit of a chat about what you guys did 2023 and get your take on that, and rip into more about what you guys have got on for this or for next season and what the plans are, the goals are, the objectives, and go from there. But, mate, let's find out, for those who don't know too much about Bart Hull, let's start with your origin story, mate. A coast local boy, or what's your story?
Yeah, I'm a coast local boy. I went to Mullaney and then moved down to Coolum and finished my high school there. And first ever junior club was Coolum. And then we moved around a bit when I was younger. Then went to Biwa, played at Doggies because we lived right near there. And then eventually moved back to the coast and played at Maroochydore Juniors pretty much since under 15s.
Doggies, didn't know you played Doggies.
Yeah, well, friends with the Wilsons, weren't you, Barty? So
Yeah.
I think that's where I originally met you a long time ago. So
Oh, there you go. Excuse my naivety here, but so first year as coach last season, is that right?
Yeah. Season just gone.
And retired. So you retired from playing the year before that, did you?
Yeah, we were lucky enough to get the win, and so
Good way to retire.
you can rip it in a minute.
But hold on, any advice on that as well? Retiring on top or what?
Oh, fuck.
Nah, I'm not that kind of person, but I just, so I wasn't going to come back that following year, but Dennis said he wanted to, give us another year, and I thought, yeah, okay, I'll go another year, and I said, this is it, but I don't care if we win or lose, and so, it was good.
Yeah, good way to finish out. And so where the coaching thing come from? Was that something you always wanted to do, or is it the club sort of?
Oh, they were hinting at it, but I was probably more tentative to, try to learn off someone first, but sort of got thrown in the deep end, and it was, I'm sure we'll get into it, but it was a pretty crazy start, how everything happened, and then
Went well for first year, though. Third, well, my opinion, should have made the GF. A bit of a rough call at the end there. I was watching it, so I think it was a load of shit. So
it was hard to take, but fuck, that's sport, man.
Yeah.
You just got to take those calls.
And probably a good asset to have as a coach, right? You can't have that hot head as a player, is what we probably all have. I mean, as a coach, you've got to keep calm and just get on it. There's a few nods in DK's direction, and he's looking at us going, yeah. I better take that advice as well.
when they won the comp, they beat us. I remember as I was on the ground there, but the first hand that was reached down to me was Barty's to get me up, give me a cuddle, and say, bad luck, mate. And so there's mad respect there, and I think we're sure in good hands with a nice, composed coach like Barty. So
that's a hell of a compliment. So curiosity question is, how'd you start with that? Did you have sort of mentors? I remember talking to even Hurst. I think Hurst, probably started coaching maybe around the same age, right? So I remember talking to him back when he was coaching Biora A grade, and he was saying that he used to lean on a lot of the old heads that he had growing up, like even the Brandos and stuff as well. Did you have a bit of a circle of influence before you took the job to get advice from?
Well, I was lucky enough. Well, DK's lucky enough as well. Got coached by Brando. Just great manager. Really knew how to talk to you. And also lucky enough to have a bloke called Brett Winkler. He coached us from 2016 to 2018. So we made 3 in a row then, won 16, won 18, lost 17. But yeah, just the way he used to manage, talk to people, like took on board, like really good bloke.
Without having anything to do with Brett Winkler, like you always seen from the outside looking in that he was real good, like a real good talker, real good with his words, and didn't get flustered much at all. Nah. Was he like that? Was he?
Yeah, he was bang on.
Yeah, yeah.
All good. Just,
like he was
got straight to the point.
Even after a tough loss, like you had a few tough losses there, like he'd still walk over and be more than happy to shake everyone's hand and just hide that away from, well, the front anyway. So
yeah, no, it was probably the biggest thing I learnt. When I went into coaching was I always found respect for Bretto because he'd go over and shake the other coach's hand and say well done, no matter what the situation. So yeah, it was cool. As a player, I respected that from him.
Let's put a rating on him. There you go. How would you rate your first year as coach?
Man, I don't know. I'd just say like I was pretty happy by the end. Probably took me about 6-7 weeks to realise that you sort of weren't playing, sort of doing that playing coach thing. But like, so I just concentrated more on the coaching, and yeah, I'd say I just give myself like a B. Man, I was pretty happy.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
fair call.
How'd you handle the outside noise to start the year? Like, cause the outside noise was insane. I remember commenting on some like social media stuff about just
before the season kicked off.
Like the paper, the news, they were all just Maroochydores folding. Like it was crazy. They weren't focused on anything else apart from Maroochydore folding. So
yeah,
there was obviously some big noise coming out that way.
I'm sort of a bloke. I don't really care what other people think. I just worry about our inner sanctum. So like. But the main thing is that a lot of boys either retired or there's a lot that moved away from work.
Yeah.
That was probably the biggest thing.
From the previous season? That was going to be my next question is how do you go from, I mean, it's easy probably from a respected player perspective, right? But going from playing to coaching legitimately the following year, a lot of your mates and blokes you probably played with for decades, right, are still all kind of in that side. I mean, was that a tough transition, or most of those boys kind of already left and you kind of built your own team from? Yeah,
there was a few that stayed around and a couple that came back. To be honest, outside, like, I was more just I tried to get the respect from the lads that I played with them a lot, so they knew how I was as a player, but I just wanted them to give us a chance.
Yeah.
And then if they gave us a chance, then I could show them, like, what I had to offer for him.
Especially being a bit of a quieter bloke too, and not like obviously leading with your actions as you're a player, not so much your words and whatnot.
I love that from a coach's perspective, though, right? I think it's more respected rather than just being slapped. I mean, footy players have got a lot of it. There's a lot of ego in footy players.
The Nathan Brown slap.
Yeah.
There should be more of that.
There should be. But you know what I mean? There's a lot of ego in footy, right? And particularly when you're coaching young men, it probably gets a bit easier as you guys get older. And you two can probably comment on it more than I can. But I think coaching, particularly young blokes in their early 20s, and it's a different. They're a different generation.
Well, even younger, right? Like Maroochydore was obviously. A lot of 18s. A lot of kids weren't playing. What was it? Sorry, 19s this year. 19s, weren't playing 19s, or they'll double up and playing A grade. Like, how old are you, Barty? Like
33.
33. So these blokes are 18, 19. They're going, oh, geez, who's this bloke? Or got to play for Bart, and you're trying to earn their respect, and they're trying to follow a team that just won a comp as well. The previous year, hard act to follow.
I find the biggest thing with the younger generation or the boys, like, if you just keep calm and have a bit of good man management about yourself, like it goes a long way. About like, I wouldn't pick someone if I didn't trust them. So that was what I try to give to them.
So more of a man manager coach than a technical coach?
Yeah, I'd say that. Think? But like, we still got our plays and that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Well, Dennis Moore, obviously Dennis Moore's there as well.
Yeah.
A well-respected coach. And
we got our plays, but I don't think you've got to reinvent the wheel to play.
Everyone knows how to play footy, right? You don't get...
Have you got a spray in your body? Have you got a spray in you? Did you give one this year?
Maybe we should leave that to the comments.
Righto.
Was there a spray? Go on, was it? No sprays?
Nah. I try not to... I don't see the point on an absolute spray at half time because then they'll just go out the next half thinking that's the last thing they heard.
Yeah.
So I just try to concentrate on a few positives that they did and a few negatives. And then, yeah, just go from there.
Probably lucky enough that you had a couple of really good coaches there you could follow off and emulate. But
yeah, Dennis was real good at it too. Dennis was real good at that.
We've both had a big spray. I'm sure you have as well. We've probably all had a decent spray from Brando though. He was.
Well, I think obviously Bart's last year, our first game was at Maroochydore, and it was about 10 minutes to go. I think we're pretty close. It might have been 18 all or something like that, first round of the year, and I'd sillily, by my standards, snuck a bit of a forearm in and a tackle on a bloke and cleaned him up, and he laid down. And I'm not going to say what it was. He laid down, and I told him to get the fuck up, and then the touchy ran in, and I got 10 in the bin, and I think there's a few boys upstairs trying to throw some beer on me and whatever at the sin bin, and we ended up losing that game. And I walked in the sheds, and Big Das, who's got a good spray at him, just walked in and just said, I hope you're happy with that, boys. And I'm sitting there going, oh, yeah, righto, this will be bad. And he said, and you, DK, you stupid fucking cunt. And then just slammed the door, walked straight out, mate. I looked around and no one even looked at me. They were like, mate, if DK's copped it, we're going to absolutely wear this and cut the head off the snake kind of thing, I think.
Well, mate, let's dive into it. Barty, 2023, let's talk about probably Maroochydore as a bit of a club. And when I say as a club, probably more so in terms of seniors, but... yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm sure there's a lot of curiosity questions from most people, really, about what happened in between 2022 grand final to 2023 preseason. I mean, do you care to elaborate much on the goings on of what was happening inside the club and what got you all back together and who took the lead on that?
So after we won the grand final, there was a lot of lads like myself who retired and moved on with work and stuff, and we didn't really see it coming. It just escalated like crazy. It just had no numbers for like 3 grades. We had probably like 14 coming to train, and most of them were probably 19s.
Yeah,
and that, but and then it sort of was like a decision, like I don't know, like the club had made, and then. Obviously, it got out in the daily and that, but then a good mate of mine, who we got a lot of respect for each other, Tom Garrity, he rang us and said, "Oh, we can't have this, man. Like we gotta get it back and stuff." And I said, "Well, if it's gonna come back, I'll help you, but it's got to be more player driven, because then they'll hear that and they'll want to come back if
buy in."
Yeah, because Gaz is like myself, he's a Swanee bloke and. Well respected around the club, so if we could both sort of call each other, like on each other, to call different people, we try to get it going that way.
Yeah, and I mean, we spoke about it episode 1, right? It's not a Sunny Coast competition without Maroochydore in it, and even as I said, episode 1 as well, playing Reggies without Maroochydore.
Yeah, weird.
It's just weird.
Maroochydore always had the real tough Reggies too.
And always competitive, and there's always a plethora of blokes that want to play senior footy there. So it was. I mean, it was nice not having to play against them, but weird in reserve grade. But obviously, it was a bit of a shock, I think, to everyone hearing a lot of those stories, pre-season. But glad you guys got it together. So
would have been tough too. I think was Muley and obviously Messer. Did they get contracts with the Falcons? Maybe training trials as well during that time. So
they weren't there,
and obviously they were 2 massive. From the year before as well, so there were 2 senior blokes leaving as well, training 3 nights a week with the Falcons.
So we didn't get to see them at all. So then, that's a big impact because the lads don't see that.
Yeah,
even though they are coming back, but
they don't see them and pushing standards at training every week too.
Yeah, so
I agree.
It's a massive thing.
Yeah. Moving on from that, I mean, what's the plan for 2024? Reggie's going to get a Reggie side together. What's the plan at the moment?
Got the plan for we got 4 teams. We got the 19s, we got Reggies, we got grade, and we're putting in a women's team as well.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, so it's awesome to see the Reggie boys back.
Strong all round. So the hot question on DK's lips at the moment, I think, is a bit of recruitment, retention.
Yeah.
Anything you care? But let's talk on retention first. Let's pay respect to the blokes that ripped in last season. Any re-signings thus far that the boys will know about that are worthwhile mentioning?
Yeah, obviously Gaz, we got him to go around again.
Yeah, huge one.
Yeah, so he's massive for us. Just like just a leader that you need.
Does he get injured? Does he get? He's an Iron Man out there. Like, what's he like? What's he look like with his shirt off?
Serious question.
And does he wear tape? Because he must have fucking tape on.
I'm pretty sure he only wears tape around his wrist.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah,
to be that unbreakable. Fuck me.
He missed a couple of games this year with his foot. I think it was the first time that we played U's this year.
How old is he?
He's 30 now.
So maybe he'd be right.
Yeah, no, but he's good. He's got plenty of cup experience, and he's got 100 games. So
I didn't start wearing tape till I was 31, 32. I never used to strap up before 30.
Anyway, move on from the tape.
Any other retention guys other than Tommy?
Oscar Crawley, he'll be back again. Yep. Like, he's massive for us. Like, just the fact he's like a junior boy too.
Bit of utility as well.
Yeah.
Kind of plugged everywhere too, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like fullback, hooker.
Yeah.
Bloody halfback.
Games. Like, he's got that in him because he's played a bit of rugby 7. So
cheeky little fucker too. Fuck, he's cheeky.
Yeah.
Oh, he won't mind me saying it. He's a cheeky little bastard.
You need a few of them.
Yeah,
he can get away with it. So
what about obviously, what about Cedo? Is he coming back? We've chatted a little bit about Cedo, and I think he's, obviously, as we spoke at me and Damo, when Damo was on, and obviously, Jordo, just explosive. I think he's, he can break open a game. He's one of the best on the coast.
I've known Cedo for a long time, and I've only ever versed him. So
it's shit.
It's your.
What's his best position, DK?
I think fullback.
Yeah, easy.
Barty would have versed him a lot at fullback, and it's mate as a tired forward.
Yeah, when you run down there, like the worst thing you'd think of is you'd kick down there and you think, oh yeah, but then you'd be like, oh fuck,
I'm by myself here, fuck, and try and show him the sideline like you're gonna get him. What a G up!
Just make yourself as wide as possible. Where are you going to go?
I like DK would say, like, over 40, that first 40, he's just so electric.
Well, he'd pick Barty out with black boots on for sure and just go, there we go. Fronty with black boots on, I'm getting it, Barty.
Yeah, so I had that long relationship of playing against him. But he's great, mate. He's great value because he buys in to what you want to do as a team. So at Maroochydore, we're big on buying in. So everyone, whatever we want to do as a club, like however we want to shape our season, attack, defence, we're just big on everyone just buying in. You could do 5 hit-ups and just, if everyone buys in, it works. But he was massive for it. And
who's leading that, though?
His energy.
Who's leading the buying? Is it coming from the senior players? And where are those standards coming from? Is it a Swannies die-hard thing that you... I mean, is it a DNA? Like when we talk about our standards at Beerwah, it's a DNA thing, and not a lot of blokes get it, right? And no disrespect to certain people here, but you've either got that DNA to the buy-in or you don't.
Yeah, it's DNA.
Yeah, DNA, but it's a Swannies culture. You're saying, yeah.
So it's one of those things. Like, I'm sure we'll get into it later, but Ricky Duncan, like, he used to captain A grade a long time ago, and I was lucky enough. Me and a few mates made a butte when we were 17, and he was our captain, and he used to get us to buy in like the Swanee way, and it's just sort of carried on like that, and you get blokes like Gez, and we had Mule and pushing it, and I'd push it myself. And then, it creates it, and they just don't. The biggest thing the young fellas look up is they just don't want to let you down, or they don't want to let Geza down.
I love that. I'd see on the field there, like you said, those senior boys spraying those young fellas, which I thought was great because it was just standards they were driving.
Yeah.
And, if they weren't willing to put that effort in, they could go sit on the bench with you. And obviously, it was great seeing those boys, driving those standards on and off the field as well.
Yeah, but fuck, did we get sprayed as 18?
Shit,
100%.
Fucking oath. There's only one way to go.
Yeah, I remember coming back.
I put a lot of pressure on Geza Mule too as a coach because I said to him, like, while they're out there playing, like, they had to push that.
Yeah, that's it.
So, like, I said, don't hold back because they look up to you. So, like, so
love that.
Serious was good at it.
Serious question now. What's most outstanding play?
Muley's going to
he
reach out again, Muley. He's going to keep slinging this one.
He's getting shout-outs, at least. He's probably happy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just, like, most outstanding player, like, a great player around the club, but also, like...
bit of sympathy in there.
No, what he does off the field and also, like... what he did like to teach the young fellas coming through the 19s.
Fair cool.
Like a culture award or something, like that. Yeah.
And then he's
fuck, I'd win that every year.
He's a good player, Mule. He's a very good player, very tough too for a half.
Very.
Yeah.
Defensively,
Yeah, so he was great value for us. And near the back end of the year, because both our teams made the finals, there was like 2 or 3 lads that played 2 games every week, and that's for us. So it was good.
Talking about retention and whatnot, so any young fellas going to the Falcons, or any blokes gone up for a training trial up there, or coming back, or
young Saxon Day.
Good kid, yep.
Doing a bit of a Falcons thing, I'm not sure if it's training.
A young front rower?
Yeah, so he'll be at the Swans again. He's a good kid, good player, and that. So a lot of the young fellas are coming through, which is awesome.
It felt like towards the back end of the year, those young forwards were really starting to take it to the older forward packs in the comp. Speaking from experience, I know that obviously we had a pretty senior forward pack, and there were some young blokes throwing a bit of lip and chat. I was like, here we go. The boys have found their nuts. Well done. And
took them a few weeks, but they get there.
They did, but especially Kawana. That was it the prelim? Obviously, the prelim. Holy. Didn't they take it to one young fronty went straight through their forward pack and ran about 60.
That was young Kia Stevens.
Good kids, mate. He is.
Goes well.
He's tough as big boy.
Big boy, but he can move too.
He can, yeah. That's what I thought. Obviously putting the hard work in, I'm just going to leave him in good stead. So
it was satisfying. Like a lot of people got to remember, we got back to a week together before the comp. So our whole motto for that first 6-7 weeks was we just wanted to get better. We didn't think we were going to make finals. We just wanted to get better as a team. So that was our goal.
And to put in perspective, BY was back November because you've done us in a GF. So we were back hungrier than ever, and you blokes come back a week before because you scraped together a side. So
Even in that,
credit where credit's due.
Well, we gave some blew a bit of smoke up their ass in that postseason review, because at the end of the day, I mean, I think Damo gave you a B-.
But you were more than humble enough to do it. I think you were. I mean, because you were looking from the outside in, obviously 100%. Playing reserve, and always just looking from the outside in.
Absolutely, and I think at the end of the day, I mean, it's. Yeah, you're backwards against the wall pre-season to scramble a team together. And with what you guys are saying now, with the amount of 19s and stuff you debuted, it's just to get to where you did. That's a flying colours pass in my eyes.
Yeah, it was good, man. I personally, it was one of the most enjoyable years I've had ever.
Yeah.
It's because what we were able to do and create something special has led to what we can do this year.
People are going to remember that. People are going to remember that year. I mean, sure, you didn't. Win the comp around it, but people are going to remember that year, right? I mean, we remember, DK and I would remember the years of being the Battler club as well, and just trying to sort of keep an A-grade side together and all that extra stuff. So, particularly as younger fellas, because that was our age at that time, right?
And the more we talk about it now, obviously getting a bit older, it's nearly our role as leaders now. It's our role of blokes to get into the.
Well, you talk about DNA. We talk about DNA. That's where the DNA comes from. Those you don't get the DNA from fucking. And sorry to the Kawana crew, but you don't get DNA just fucking walking into a Kawana A-grade.
Look at your smile, Barty. Look down that video camera.
But am I wrong? Am I fucking wrong? Do the DNA doesn't come from that. The DNA comes from those tough years of where everyone's just got to get in, rip in, and fucking get it done. And we set it off camera. But you had a working bee at the club. When was that? On the weekend?
Last weekend.
Yeah, and a couple of young boys come to that as well? Or was it?
A lot of mainly committee members, just so we can try to do a few things up at the club and give back to the players.
Yeah, good.
Speaking of DNA and Kawana, was one Rob Ruff there from...
Interesting question.
He bleeds maroon, doesn't he? And now he's somehow swooped in... He's at Maroochydore, isn't he?
With no reserve grade there, mate. There's probably a few more bucks to follow around for women's coaches, maybe.
Well, fucking hell, there must be plenty of Channel 7 plugs this year anyway.
It'll be good.
Do you have much to do with what about the juniors? I mean, probably a pretty busy season for you being your first season as head coach. Yeah. Did you have much to do with the junior sort of sides, like the 16s and sort of below? Or what have we got, 17s?
Yeah, so our 17s, we didn't have a 17 side.
Okay,
at Maroochydore. So we only had 16s and that, but it was real hard to try to get a few lads there early because they wanted us to try to get there at 5:30 and that, but it's just impossible with lads who work
families,
and they got kids, a few of them and that. So
definitely
it was hard, but that was one of our things that we've definitely locked in. We're going to do it a few times this year. Get the 17s to train with us.
Yep.
So we're doing it at least twice.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
So the juicy question then, any exclusive to drop from a recruitment perspective?
Yeah, we got a couple of new fellas. We've got a fronty, Sage Yasso. He's from Balimba. I met him at the Murray Carnival when I was down there playing this year. And, yeah, he's a good lad. Like, just fulfit the culture. Yeah, he's fairly young. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Fronty?
Yeah.
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 Brisbane Fronties.
Yeah, he's a big boy in that, but he'll be good because obviously big boys helping.
Yeah.
In any comp of footy.
100%. Yeah, you can't beat size. Is there a specific direction around recruitment in terms of positions? Like, do you finish the season, do a bit of a post-season review in your own mind or with your own coaching staff and go, okay, there's a couple of weak links, if you want to call it that, or key positions where we really need to fill, or is it just go, we're in this position, we need to get as many bodies who are genuine footy players in as possible? It's
more probably that, the genuine footy players, and because we didn't have a Reggie, so
yeah,
just get some genuine footy players in there, and you can
build around that, right? I mean, and we spoke about
a lot of our 19s were top heavy, so meaning like they were 19, so they were coming through anyway. So and they're good young kids, like. A lot of them got to debut this year, so that's only going to help the club.
Well, I noticed on the social media, Leon Taylor's. Is that true, or is that a G?
Yeah, no, it is, mate. He's a very good mate of mine. We're very, very good mates, and we got him to come back 1 year. Yeah. He'll be very good for us. Very hard defender.
As soon as I seen that, I spoke to a few lads and I said, I love that signing. A fair few boys probably wouldn't know Leon as well.
Nah.
And I said, mate, it's great signing. All those young fronties are only going to learn from this bloke. Like
very similar, like to us, like very, very quiet.
Yeah.
But just goes about his business and
no frills and tough as fucking anything.
Yeah. I've been lucky enough to play with a lot of players, and that. Even in the UK and that, and he's hands down. Yeah, he's tough, man.
That's a big rap.
Was he in the Titan system when he was growing up as well? I think the Klein boys would give me a bit of a rundown on LT for a while there.
He was with them at the time.
Yeah, mate. Super footy play. Got about 7 kids too, so he probably needs a TV or.
He's got a few kids,
I love this. We'll get him on this.
Any other key signings at the moment? Or?
There's a couple going around, and then we got good to see. He didn't get to play much this year. His name's Logan Finn, but it'd be good to see him get a full year. He got injured at the Nines. So he only got to play about 4 games this year. So he's sort of like a half hooker.
Any truth to the rumours of a few old boys coming back? Like a few the boys that played the year before, or like
there's a couple.
What about the neck? Brody Risenborough, is he coming back?
There's
a little rumour about that.
There's rumours that he'll come down and
that's good.
Yeah, so it'll be good just to get a few.
Brody, comment, mate. Are you coming back?
A few down with the younger lads, it helps.
It would be hard to.
And I'm very keen to see how the Reggies go, mate, because they're a massive part for any club.
Well, he's led by Bucko. I think that'll be right, mate.
Yeah, like you've got Bucko, Cookie's an absolute, like just a Swanee true and true, and Gaz is just a good bloke.
Yeah.
So they've got it well. They've done it well there.
Yeah, I'm glad you've got Reggie's back on as well. So what's the current vibe? I mean, obviously we're pretty early, and you guys. I'm assuming you wouldn't have started doing too much yet, but what's the vibe feel? What's the culture like at the moment? I mean, ultimately, coming off the season you did, I'm sure it's pretty high, and having Reggie's come back in. And did you say you're having 19s next year?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll have 19s, and so 2 additional teams will come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the feel of the boys at the moment? Feel pretty good? Everyone on a high and just ready to rip in?
The vibe's good. It's very good. So
everyone's
coming back in November, not coming back in March like us.
There'll be a lot of boys, like senior boys, like the older boys, like they won't come back till January, and I don't really expect them to. A few of them because they're getting on and that, so you just let their bodies rest. But we've got good numbers. Like I said, they're coming to the pre-season, so that's a good sign that a lot of the young lads are hungry. And even a lot of the Reggie boys are coming in that because they're hungry because, it was crazy. Like a lot of those lads would come to training and not even get to play for us that weekend, and we'd have affiliates like they'd go play for Pomona or go play for Nambour.
Oh, right, I didn't know reserve grade. Yeah, right.
I didn't know that.
There was lads that would come to training and not even get picked.
Yeah, and still kept showing up every week in, week out.
Yeah, every week.
Fuck, that's a great touch. I wasn't aware of that.
So that's what
I'm glad we get to shed a bit of light on this. For obviously anyone
that's said, like when they talk about culture, like there's like that's massive. Like what they've been able to do for the following year. Because like a lot of those boys that played this year, a few of the older lads in there were reserve graders, but they've turned themselves into A graders, which was great to see.
How big was your training squad on a standard Thursday? Or did those sort of fringe boys go and train with Pomona or whatever on a Thursday?
Yeah, a couple of them would. Yeah. But then some wouldn't.
So how many? Let's talk about sign-on numbers. How many sign-on numbers did you have
for this year?
Yeah, for last year.
Oh yeah,
last season.
Last season.
Yeah.
30. You would have still had close to 30 or something, did you?
Yeah, it'd be close to that.
Okay.
High 20.
So you weren't too far off probably fielding a Reggie side in reality by the time you got everyone sort of back.
11 or 12, but then injuries, it just was impossible.
You can't do it. Not worth the risk. But it makes more sense now for someone like me seeing that Reggie's coming back this year. There was obviously 10 or 11 blokes there that were keen to run around this year. So
and also Coolum coming back in the comp last year too.
That's true.
So I seen the other day, Maroochidore's name is actually Maroochydore Coolum Swans, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that getting fucked off or what? Or is that just staying?
I don't know.
That's old school. Yeah, it's still like that now.
Yeah.
I knew it was like that back in the day.
It's on there.
Fuck. I didn't know it was still that. Yeah, there you go.
No, it's still like that. I wouldn't actually know that.
I seen on your social media.
I know the Coolum, but I wouldn't know like the story behind it.
Yeah, interesting. Oh, yeah, good to hear that. The culture and the vibes probably the main thing. As long as you got boys wanting to come back and rip in, particularly this time of the year, start putting on a few kegs with the beers coming in. But no, good to hear. Let's talk about 2024 then. In terms of probably the big one is let's give a few blokes a bit of a rap here. I think giving a few boys a shout out is always handy, but. What's who are your key players? I know obviously Tommy G's going to be a key one, but anyone else to mention there of blokes to watch or little young guys up and comers that you think are going to sort of maybe not do so much this year or next season, but blokes to watch over the next few years or that you're excited to coach?
Yeah, you've obviously said Gez, so that's one. Everyone sort of knows Gez, but Saxon Day, I'm excited to see how he goes. He's a young prop and that. He's got a good motor on him, good kid. Can play. Young Zachy Andrews, he's a hooker. Could see how he goes. Who else? Like I was saying before, Logan Finn, it'll be good to see how he goes. And there's a couple other lads, younger lads, a real gun, young 19s lad called Ryan Hollis. He's a real good player.
Yep.
Real good at 19s. He played about 4 games of grade this year for us.
What position?
He plays centre or wing.
Yeah.
Any boys doing the 19s? Is it Mal Meninga?
Yeah.
So I think they missed the first 5 weeks of the start of
season.
They started early, missed the first 5 weeks.
There's 2 boys that played like pretty much the full year for us in grade that playing that, Joey Meikle and Cody Rowe.
And they'll come back once that's completed again, which is good,
Yeah, so like they're good lads. Like they were only 18 and they pretty much played all year.
Yeah, awesome.
Right, so it was good.
Any comments from you, DK, in that regard in terms of players, or who was standouts for you? I mean, we spoke about it obviously the other week, but any further comments there from your side?
Like we touched on earlier, I think with that 21s fold on the sunny coast now, hopefully it's just going to strengthen. That should strengthen the numbers for reserve grade more than anything, because like we touched on, I think episode 2 there with Matty. I think a few of those younger kids should be coming through reserve grade first. If these A grade sides are strong and they're humming, they should be coming through reserve grade and doing the right thing for their club. So, I think is Johnny McLaughlin back or?
Johnny, I think he might be off to WA.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so
it's the problem with everyone wants like the working away thing starting to kick in. And starting to play blokes fight, like a bit of FIFO stuff.
I don't know fully, but I'm pretty sure it'll be on the cards. That working away in that. So
and obviously Cedo's not back as well.
Seton
Reid.
Yeah, he'll be back.
He's back. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Cedo, he's good.
Got his number? I'm not reading it. No, I'm not.
I was just talking to him before we come in here, literally.
You fucking weren't, we?
See, yeah.
Did he give you anything to say to us or to him?
Mate, the ground announcer, Maroochydore, and then he kicks the goal and goes, "There's Seton Reid, the magic man."
Mate.
And I'm back at Scrubs going, "Fuck off, Seton. Ever listen to this."
Well, we'll obviously we haven't dropped it yet. We're recording ahead of time, but by the time this episode comes out, he was your fullback in your merit side.
Yep. So that'll get me a few brownie points for getting him over to Beulah.
Barty, 2024, mate. What do we? 2024 goals, expectations, standards, and when I say that, I talk about a couple of things. Mainly, and it's probably hard. Excuse the naivety here, not being a coach myself, but I'm probably ticking certain boxes that I assume coaches would tick in terms of ladder position, what your attack numbers are, what your defense numbers are, things like that, penalty counts, whatever else. So have you spoken about that? Have you thought about that internally or spoken about it in your coaching stuff?
Ladder position, everyone wants to play final, so everyone would. You just be aiming for top 4.
And anything less is a fail?
Oh, you could say, but I don't know, but that's your goal.
Yeah.
If you're going to be playing great or whatever as a club, that's your goal. You want to be trying to aim for top 4. And as in with our attack and defence, I just at the start of this year, we weren't scoring as many points, but by the end of the year, I was getting quite happy with our attack. So I just want to keep building on that from last year and keep getting better on that. The biggest thing I was happy about was our defence. So all the teams that I've played in, good teams that where we've won comp, we've always had good defence. So we'll probably have a big emphasis on D, on keeping teams below certain points, KPIs and stuff like that.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Okay.
I thought you smothered really well this year. I think it was I chatted to the boy. It was weird. Playing Maroochydore was we'd always kind of get our nose through the line, but it was that effort was there. Always you'd have someone around your legs or just holding on to you and then just waiting for the next bloke to come. Maybe it was those young fellas just, not being at that strength level yet of A grade and not playing at that level yet. But we'd always thought, geez, they smother well, they cover well, they get numbers in. And
when you were talking about the thing about culture before and every club's got their own, one of our things at Maroochydore is you never give up.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter the situations. So, scramble's massive, so we used to train.
Love that.
We used to train a lot of it.
Awesome.
So that's how come by the end of the year, especially that Kawana game in the prelim, where I thought there was a lot of times that we scrambled really well.
I think he's frustrated. It was probably Kawana and Biwa that Maroochydore was just frustrating them. All the time. It was like you said, all that commitment, all that never give up. And Kawana, you were getting the better of Kawana.
They're very well drilled in that, and then that. I think Caleb Sutton, he's massive, big boy, big body, good player. So in that game, we emphasised getting numbers around him and trying to get that energy up. And I thought we did it quite well throughout the game, in that game. So that'll be the big thing. And we set out our KPIs like we have every year, and then it'll be mainly D.
Yeah,
yeah.
And is that something you're priding yourself on sort of pushing into the boys, or are you getting to the point of your coaching career now? No, it's only second year, of course, but delegating to your sort of offside as your assistants and whatever else to sort of take the reins on that and allow you to focus more on the more man management, or do you still like the idea of being really boots on the ground, involved with the team?
It's just finding a bit of both. So you give a few assistants a few roles, and can you look after the backs? Can Ricky, because he's played forward his whole life, can you look after the forwards and just sort of help both? And then that gives you time to man manage as well and talk and see, because there's a lot of those young lads have got a lot of stuff going away from footy. It's not just footy on their mind, and there's other lads who have got kids and stuff. So you just got to make them feel welcome and make them enjoy the footy and enjoy them coming to training. Yep. And then you get the best out of them.
Well, if you need someone to cut oranges, I think Tyler Oxenham's looking for a gig.
Well, were you the funny guy?
Someone's going to carry this. Mate, anything else?
Shout out. Fuck, that's good.
Brody's going to fucking love that. He'll have to listen to 40 minutes before he gets to it.
I think with I'm thrown here. Right, no, obviously,
Regroup.
like you were saying, with letting obviously the assistant coaches do more of that stuff. It's like dealing with the committee as well, and dealing with, like, as me yourself know, Jamie, dealing with like the fucking committee going, oh, this bloke hasn't paid his fucking rego, and holy shit, that's the last thing this bloke who's just worked 12 hours a day, fucking got 2 kids and I'm trying to get the fuck out of his house. That's all he wants to know. Like, I think that's the big one is just the man manager role and finding sponsors to pay for this bloke's rego and this bloke's fucking whatever. Like, this bloke's turned up without boots,
and that's why I asked, right? I mean, and I was curious to know how much you want to take on yourself. But as a first, second year coach, you probably want to. It's like a business, right? Yeah. You've almost got to find what works in every avenue of the club. Find where the gaps are, find where you're really good at, and then find really good people around you to fill the gaps that are needed.
Yeah, it's a lot better this year. We've hit the ground running with that kind of stuff. Like Jack Dreger's our coaching director, so he does a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and it's just like we've got our trial sorted already.
What's the Adam Mogg appointment?
Yeah,
I was what's going on there?
Yeah. So he used to watch a couple of games at the back end of last year, and he's more there just to, like, if you want to pick his brain.
Yeah, cool.
What is it, coaching mentor or something? Is that what it was named as? Yeah, coaching mentor.
Yeah, he's there to...
you'd have him on speed dial, wouldn't you?
Yeah, he's good.
Well, if anything, I don't know if the fucking young kids even know who he is, but...
They probably wouldn't.
But I mean, like, Adam Mogg at Maroochydore, I'm going there, like... Same as AB and whatnot, having him there and.
But no,
I'm sure Adam's watching. By the way, he watched that podcast I did with Reedy.
Oh, big fan of the show.
Oh, we might. Shout out, he is. Adam, if you're watching, give us a comment. Let us know you're watching. Or actually, maybe Barty can just give him a call direct and ask him. Anyway, any further touches to sign off there, DK?
No, I think I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I think plenty. Anything else you want to discuss?
No,
I think there's been plenty covered there, and I think plenty to look forward to for Maroochydore. I think good to see you guys full field and certainly to reserve grade and 19s again. Hope you guys go well, and
couple little ones before we finish up. Obviously, whatever. Do you miss playing?
Oh, massive.
Because massively. and obviously JB touched on it before. We're going to pick your brain on obviously winning a comp and then not playing anymore. And does it?
Yeah, massively. I miss it big time.
Yeah. What do you think? Just the body wouldn't give it any more, or just
I feel like I could, but
the family time more.
Yeah. It's like another kid. Like, got a second one on the way, but I already had one, and that was the reason I played. So you could have memories and
You realise you're not doing us any favours as well with a couple of kids over here and my missus is probably pushed banging out the door to have some as well. But
I do miss it massively, and that, and just camaraderie and after the game, and like, I know it sounds stupid, you might think it sounds stupid, but like feeling sore, man.
Yeah, we talk about it all the time.
Because after the game, because
no better feeling.
Play in the middle like my whole life and that, and you'd wake up the next day and you could hardly move, but you go, you had to go. You had to go.
Yeah,
and it's a weird to say that, but yeah, I probably miss that the most.
The only thing that would be the saving there is your wife or my wife not going, I'm not rubbing you. I told you to retire. I'm not rubbing you. And that's what you get.
Yeah.
I told you.
Coming back because the last year I played, I think it was the last 4 games, I was sleeping on the floor to keep my back straight.
Fuck, I've been there.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So I just had a pillow and I just
under the arch, or did you put a pillow on your head? Yeah. I used to do the pillow under the arch.
And I just sleep on the floor and that. And I was like, well, we played beer on the grand final. I was like, fuck, I hope we beat these fuckers so I can hang them up.
Oh, bro.
What would you like to play against, DK?
I don't know how to describe it. Always tough, but a gentleman, if you know what I mean. Like, I'd probably refer to him as what I've heard of, like, other shows and podcasts, maybe like a Petro 7-7 kind of thing. Like, always
that's a rap.
Just a real, like, you knew what you were getting. You didn't want to cop the hip and shoulder, but like anything like that. But obviously slowing down as you got a bit older, but like, mate, there was never like, well, I wasn't being a grub to party anyway. There was always that kind of
respect.
I think that's like that with every forward pack these days. Like, if you've got the respect of that bloke there, We're not delving into that. But the young bucks want to have a crack. You know, they're copping every bit they get.
Yeah. And vice versa. Same for DK. Any was like
he was good versus DK because the same thing. You knew what you were going to get from DK, and we like at Maroochydore, we try to pride ourselves on like try not to be dicks about it, like when we play and that. So I loved it. I used to love how he was a grub. I loved it. I thought that's good, man, because that's what footy's about. Because after the game, you can have a beer with each other and that. So
well said.
That's what it's about. So
and obviously going forward on the potty, we were talking about obviously yourself as coach and putting egos aside and whatnot. Like, love doing this. We're getting blokes on. People are listening and going, you know what, like, fuck, we can have a chat about it. And we're all talking about having a beer after the game. So going forward, I hope like when we get more guests on and whatnot, people can see that, you know, like, fuck, this is just one big community.
Should open, mate. And when you're on the field, play footy and play footy fucking tough. But when you're off the field, have a fucking beer and have a laugh, right? I mean, at the end of the day, it makes it that much sweeter when you get over the top of someone that you've had a beer with.
BYR Maroochydore the last few years, well, probably since about 2018, had some cracker games.
Yeah, good rivalry.
So it's good, man. I like it.
There's still a lot of salt in the wounds of the BYR boys, with Maroochydore particularly. So I'm glad you guys have got that as well. But anyway, that's go ahead, please.
What's you need to ask the socks up, socks down question.
Oh fuck! How did I forget the socks up, socks down?
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, the hard hitting question then. Socks up, socks down. I'm going to ask you in two parts. As a player, socks up or socks down? Up or down?
I'm down.
You were down as a player?
Yeah.
Show us the calves first. Have you got big calves?
In that case, I'm not going to ask the second part of the question. The second part of the question was going to be if you're an up as a player, then how do you feel about the young kids running
he'd be fine
down?
then.
But if he's a socks down, fucking... What are we? We're three, whatever, 2-1.
Well, fuck, Junior was halfway. I don't know. He's fucking sorted us out with that one.
Halfway. Always socks down? Were you always socks down?
Yeah.
Yeah, just can't be fucked. They're going to get fucking ripped down anyway.
I just put them on and I'm just sort of a relaxed sort of customer. So I just used to think, I have my socks down, and it used to make me think, that's a working mentality.
Yeah.
Having your socks down, like you've got to get to work.
Fuck, I love that. I love that.
And the blokes used to have their socks up. I used to think, fuck these guys.
You skinny cunt.
Well, I got a couple of quick ones from me. When you were playing, your biggest rivalry with a player or club? Like, so when you were playing, say, even from, say, like, can be a bit, and recent too, like, you know, was it a Kawana with another front row? Was it a BUR? Was it someone else? Was it like I know it's a bit of an off one, but I always think to myself, geez, I had a battle against that bloke or that bloke.
I've got a couple.
Probably early on, it used to be Kawana. We used to have some great battles, Maroochydore and Kawana.
Yeah,
because we went from a period where we'd play each other a lot in grand finals. So yeah, club wise that, and for like middles, I never used to really have one.
We're asking the nicest bloke ever right now, aren't we? Fucking hell, buddy.
No, it's like, so when I play, it didn't really bother me. I used to just sort of zone out and just worried about our team.
Yeah.
So I didn't really used to go out there and be like,
I'm having it over this bloke.
I fucking hate this bloke or this and that. But I used to, so I didn't really care who I played against. So it was just more,
No, fair enough. And the Mad Monday question.
Got to ask your Mad Monday.
What do you reckon? I'll leave it up to you. You go.
What was your Mad Monday like as a club?
Good. Yeah, it was good.
Any comments? Anyone to throw under the bus?
Anyone? No. What happens at Mad Monday stays.
Yeah, fair.
Well, it'd be hard to top the one when you won the comp, because it was on the Mad Monday page. They had the train on top. I think it was Big Phil.
Yeah,
was on top.
They made the Mad Monday page.
They made.
Fuck,
he was dressed up as Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh no, it was that train spotter dude.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
And he had like the GoPro camera. And he used to go train spotting, and then a few of the boys were dressed up as a train, and Blocker was the guy with the GoPro.
That's right.
So what do you boys do? Do you do a Silly Sunday Mad Monday?
Yeah.
So when did you do your Silly Sunday after the semi-final loss?
No, we usually just wait to grand final week.
Okay, so you just do it. And do you guys go back to the club Saturday night after grand final? Like, do you do any of that stuff as well, or just hold off until?
So we just went to like the where was it? Dewporth.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
Saturday night. Yeah.
So we went there, and then we had like a shed to go back to in Majimba.
Oh, yeah.
Like a massive area there.
I like this.
Sounds dirty. I like it.
So we just went back there.
How many numbers we talking? Sunday to Monday. How many were there Monday?
Oh, it dribbles off pretty full on about it.
A lot of young fellas, mate, they'd be going, let's go to fucking Ocean Street.
Yeah.
Boys, fuck Ocean Street. Get in a corner with a pack.
Yeah.
And just live the night out.
Yeah.
And float around that shit.
I wasn't real keen on the Ocean Street.
Oh, mate, we're the same. We're the
that.
fucking same.
Fuck that. I don't even pack a pair of jeans these days. Fuck that.
There was only a few old fellas left this year.
Yeah, so dwindling. Well, look, we're the same. We obviously this year was very different, but usually you're fucking lucky to get 12, 13 blokes there.
When you like, obviously you know it now, like the feeling, like when you win one, it's the mad weekends. This
Oh, mate, nothing like it, eh?
That high, you just want it back again. I don't know how I don't know how you retired. Do you know, I didn't even play that game, but just watching the club and the boys that are around there, you just want
all the
to
shit
feel
talk
that again.
that gets around.
Oh,
it's marvelous.
So who's best on ground at your Mad Monday, Silly Sunday?
Mad Monday, Silly Sunday, it would have to be Mark Cook.
Oh, yeah, old school. I like that. God just loves it.
Oh, mate, he can't stop. He just keeps going, bro. I got to near the Monday morning and I said, I just can't keep going with you, Cookie, eh? Like,
sounds like Cookie and Trent Brigode and he's fucking hanging out. Oh, big dog. I tell you what.
Nah,
he has 3-day-old shit in his undies still. I think Peggy fucking dead.
And he looks after everyone too, Cookie, which is a bonus. So.
Fuck yeah, that's good. Cheers to Adsy Hurley for that question idea, by the way, too. Adsy was put that Mad Monday question to us, so we'll ask every club moving forward how it was. So.
And just, I think we've received a couple of DMs lately. One was a bloke asking about an under 19s merit or a bit of a team. I don't think we'd do the 19s justice, myself and you, JB. Obviously, if we've got it, we might be able to, someone reach out if they can shed some light on the under 19s comp, but we just wouldn't be able to give an accurate kind of.
Oh, look, and I'm glad you put that up because I was meaning to have that on my list today. So if someone does want to send through a genuine merit side for 19s, we're happy to share it on socials.
Yep.
We probably just can't dive into it in detail on the podcast because we're not going to know any of the boys we're talking about, but if someone's following 19s closely, then by all means, send a list through, or a couple of you can send a list through, and we can collate the numbers and throw a side together. But yeah, you're right. We just wouldn't have the time, or we wouldn't. It wouldn't be respectful to those boys for us to do that. But thank you for that. That's a good point. Yeah, final comments. I've asked you a few times now for final comments, but any final comments before we wrap it up?
No, man, it's been good. Thanks,
Barty. Really good. Thanks, Barty. Appreciate you coming in, mate. Only a short little drive for you, so
no, it's all right, lads.
You can shed some light on what happened last year. Anyway, I'm sure a lot of people wondering what happened, and we got the real answer out of you.
I was curious.
So
I was genuinely curious. So
it was good. It was a big rap to, like I said, Gez, for pushing it behind the scenes. It was good, mate.
Awesome,
I'm very happy with the year.
He's had a lot of raps from us in the last 3 episodes.
Fuck, he's no more. No, you're done, Gez.
Done. All right, boys. Hooroo for now. Thanks again, and thanks for the love on socials and whatnot as well. So we'll see you on episode 4.
Beauty. Thanks, fellas.
I told you.
Oh, man.
Easy as that, eh?
Yeah.
Fuck, that was good.
We didn't have to poke and prod too much either.